Okie dokie. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a good weekend thus far. My name is Mark Fuller. This is TeamAlliance. If you're new to my content, this is an educational video. I create a lot of videos with some very educational information that will help you to figure out whether or not trading is something that is viable for you. It will also help you to make a solid determination as to whether or not this is something that you want to do. Trading the markets is something very lucrative. You can make a lot of money. At the same time, you can lose if you are out of the know. You'll lose a lot of money for not knowing what you need to know about the market in order to be successful and to be profitable over the long term. In other words, it's not just fly by night, not just something, that you stumble on as far as a strategy or a method or a set of indicators or a signal service that you try to utilize to make money in the markets. Not that. Those things are temporary. And we want to deal with a more permanent status when we're dealing with the market. So let me get into my content. How long will it take you to leave your job to trade full time? How long will it take you to leave your job to trade full time? This is actually leading back to what I just started explaining about determining whether or not this is something that's valuable for you personally. Now, trying to figure out how long it's going to take you to leave your job means that you even think that this is something that you can do. First and foremost, you would have to believe that this is something you can actually do as your career. If you're looking to replace your job with what we do, as far as trading the markets profitably. If this is something that you're looking to do, first of all, you have to become serious about doing it. Way too often people will have conversations with me and, they'll say that they want to do this full time, but then they don't commit the necessary time to training. They don't commit the necessary time to really getting to the information that they need to get to in order to do this professionally, to do this as your career. If you're talking about literally replacing what you currently do as far as your job status with this, now you're dealing with a whole nother dynamic, and it's something that has to be taken seriously. You cannot half step when it comes to acquiring this skill, because this is a skill. The beauty of the skill is that you're not limited or restricted as far as your income goes, because you can always scale up your income by doing specific things that we do within the market. Okay. Like increasing your contract sizes if you're trading binaries like we do, things of that nature. You're in position to do that, but you have to have the skill first. And in order to acquire the skill, it's going to take you time. You cannot think that it's going to happen overnight. You cannot think that it's going to happen in a year. Like, we're talking about you replacing your job. How long have you been on your job for? Like, I want you really to put this in perspective, so that when you ask this question, you're asking it realistically. You're not asking it from the perspective of living in la la land. Like, oh, this is it. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to do this. If you're talking about replacing your job, think about how long you've been working at your job. First of all, how many of you have been working at your job for 5 years or more? Full-time job. You've been there 5 years at least, right? In terms of a job, working somewhere for 5 years is not a long time. Working for somewhere working somewhere for 1 year, you're not even on the map as far as seniority at all. Somebody asks you, well, how long you working at your job? Oh, I've been there for a year. Oh, you just started. You see how immediately people associate 1 year, 2 years with, oh, you just started working there. Not, oh, you know, so when you going to retire? You ain't thinking about retiring from your job yet. You've been there 10, 15 years. You still ain't thinking about retiring from your job. Are you? 20, 25 years. Now we're talking. Oh, well, I've been here 25 years. You know, I should be able to retire within the next 5 to 10 years. Now that's more realistic when it comes to jobs, right? So I want you to think of things in those terms. How long is it taking you on your job to get to a point where you're considered to be a veteran, or you know, your value to whoever you work for, your company or your organization, is that where you're like a staple as an employee. You're someone that they need to be there because of your experience level. And I'm just presenting this because I don't want when you guys to ask questions that are to be taken seriously and not to be taken lightly. Don't treat it light. This is not a light question. How long is it going to take you to go full time? That's not a light question. That's a heavy question. Because now the real question becomes, well, how much time are you going to dedicate to learning this skill? That's what you're going to have to do. You're literally going to have to dedicate the necessary time to learn this skill. That's not a game, and it's not a joke. It's nothing to be played with, and it's nothing to be taken lightly at all. It's very serious. So my suggestion and my recommendation is that, you know, when you guys get introduced to this education and this knowledge, and, you know, you get interested in wanting to train with TeamAlliance, you know, you want to learn from me, you want to just be in the environment that we're in, take it serious. Like, don't come into this playing games. And I'm serious about that, because it's not a game. I take this very seriously. I'm very passionate about what I do because I know what this can do for you. And I also know that it's going to take you time. It's not going to happen in a year. Like, I can tell you that out the gate. Stop thinking, oh, I'm going to be good in a year. You will be good in a year if you commit every day to training. Yes, you will be very good at what we do within your first year. I assure you of that. Will you be ready to leave your job? Now we're dealing with something else. Now we're dealing with something else, because we're talking about you proving that you have the skill. Let me break it down a little bit more, and then I'm going to get off of this. The first phase, and I did a video, I forgot which one it was, that talked about this. But there are phases that you're going to go through as you transition into learning the skill and then proving that you have the skill. The first phase is the learning phase, where you have to acquire the knowledge. This is where training is required. When you come into training with TeamAlliance, training videos, live training, and the 24-hour group chat. That's all inclusive. That is an entire package that you have to engage with. You're going to have to train with the videos. If you can, attend live training. And also engage with the 24-hour group chat. Notice I'm saying 24-hour group chat. In other words, we're always available in the group chat. This is a part of your training. And understand that, well, Mark, really? You got all that going on? Yeah, we got all of that going on. It's necessary for you. This is the point that I'm making. It's necessary. I train more than everyone does. And I don't have to. So if you're someone just coming into this, even if you're a year in, you're still going to have to train. It's ongoing. It doesn't stop, because you have to have the same information reinforced over and over and over and over and over again every day, every week, every month, you know what I'm saying? Like, it has to be reinforced in order for you to get it into your system where it becomes second nature. And now it's damn near automatic. It's like, you know exactly what to do. You know exactly how the market is supposed to look. You know how to respond when the market does not look how you need it to look. You have the discipline to not take any trades at all if the market says don't trade. You're past, well, let me just see if I can get into a trade anyway. You're beyond that. It's not going to take you a year to get like that. It's going to take you time. Your first year is just you learning the skill and positioning yourself to execute the skill and apply it. Then the second phase is the proof phase. Now you need to apply the skill every day, and you need to prove that you're going to be consistent. Meaning, don't trade when you're not supposed to trade. And when you are supposed to trade, take the trades. And prove that. Prove that you're able to do that consistently. That's the proof phase. The learning phase alone might take you a year. It might take you 6 months, 2 months, 3 months. Let's not go that far. 6 months to a year. The learning phase. You can accelerate it by being more engaged, watching more training videos, participating in more live training, and being around in the group chat, asking questions, questions that you don't know the answer to. You keep asking the same questions over and over again until you get it, until it sinks in. You're going to sound like a broken record. People in the group, may be like, well, I thought you already asked that. Well, I'm asking it again because I want to make sure. That type of thing. Do that. That's your learning phase. That could take you 6 months to a year alone. Now you have to prove that what you've learned, including your patience and your discipline, because let's not forget, those are the top two things in your development as a trader that you're going to have to master. If you don't master patience and discipline, forget it. Like, don't even come into this. If you're not willing to learn how to be patient and to be disciplined at a high level, don't bother doing this, because it's not going to work for you. You're going to get frustrated and you're going to lose your money because you're going to be impatient and you won't have the discipline to not deviate from what we're going to teach you and to train you to do. So don't even bother. You know what that's called? It's called self-awareness. If you know that you're like that, then don't do this. But if you want to work on yourself, this is what the training is designed to do. It's designed to bring you into the environment where that's all we do is work on patience, discipline, understanding the framework of the training and the way that we apply market skill, understanding it and then applying it. That's what this is for. This training is definitely designed for that. So that's what you want to do. Let's go. But if you impatient as hell and you hard-headed, you don't have no discipline, and you're not looking to change, don't come in here, because it ain't going to work for you. I don't care. Nothing is going to work for you. Put it like that. If you're like that, nothing will work. And I guarantee you, up to now, everything you've tried has not worked. Or every online opportunity that you tried didn't work, did it? Right? You tried trading and doing something else, maybe in Forex or the stock market or something else somewhere else, didn't work, did it? I'm explaining to you why. It's you. It's not opportunities. It's you. So this is the environment that you need to be in to work on you. That's what TeamAlliance is. So anyway, let me get off of this. I got to get out of here. If you guys have an Ask Mark anything question, anything that you want to ask that you want the answer to, I will respond and give you an answer on a video on my Ask Mark Anything video series. Also, If you want to get into training, you can text me at 914-979-2317. You can also send me a friend request on Facebook. That's the fastest way to reach me, on Facebook. Send me a friend request. Let me know that you want to get into training, and I will get you set up ASAP. Aside from that, underneath this video in the description box, if you're looking at this on YouTube, the playlist for this educational series for videos, the educational video series is underneath. Watch the playlist. 80 plus videos in there now, approaching 90. Watch them all. Absorb the information. Let it sink in. This is even before you start, get into training with us. Go through those videos first. Prepare yourself for what you're going to get into when you train with us. And aside from that, also check out the 1-a-day challenge. That's the documentation of trades that I'm taking just one at a time. Started the account with $100. I'm demonstrating and showing you guys what you can do, starting off with a very small sized account and using your skill to leverage that small sized account into wherever you want to take it. Right now, I'm on day number 32, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. All right. And aside from that, I'll holler at y'all. Mark Fuller, TeamAlliance. You know where to find me. You have a good week, and I'll holler at you. Peace and love. God bless.